Hello, I'm Dr. Mary Wilde, integrative pediatrician with Imagine Pediatrics Behavioral Health and Wellness. And today I have with me Malva Gasowski. She is a parent and family coach, and she is the host of the upcoming International Parenting Summit. And I'm so honored and excited to be a part of that. Thanks, Malva, for being with
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. Mary, I am very happy that you're part of the summit. I'm not going to lie, a lot of gold nuggets have been given from you and introduced to the summit so we can later pass it on to the parents and the caregivers listening. So thank you for being part.
Yes, I'm so excited. And I really do have a passion for the coming together of multiple cultures. And Malva, how many countries are represented in terms of the speakers that are participating?
All continents. So the best thing is we do have only one man. I don't know why and how that happened, but all continents are represented. So for me, it does allow me to understand different cultures, but everything through the perspective of positive parenting. So although we are all talking the positive parenting language, the fact that we are from different backgrounds and different cultures are meshed together, you can sometimes sense the differences and the threshold where the culture starts to implement positive parenting. So, for example, is blowing air. Parenting coaches have to address for example, the standard behavior of parents that used to happen in the past, which is it's okay to, for example, scold our children and to be cross with them and even punish them. Whereas with positive parenting, we generally don't go that route. And so, and again, these things are interesting because when I speak to people from, let's say, United States or Australia, they think don't yell and don't scream as the ultimate bad thing that can happen from a parent's perspective towards a child. And then you have other cultures weighing in on the differences. For example, as simple as food and the way even that the parenting coaches present their actionable steps. It's quite interesting for me because I also studied cultural differences. And for me, talking to the parenting coaches as experts in the field, it is another passion like this, let's say this bonus that I get.
Yes. And there's so many universal aspects of parenting, but I think when we come together from around the world, it just adds another layer. It's kind of like a litmus test because those principles that really hold true everywhere and in all contexts, those are the core principles of parenting. And I think that that's one thing that really can come of this.
That's very true. I had a lady from India that I was talking to, and behind the scenes, she says, you know what's interesting to me? I've never met you. Physically, we've never sat down to drink a cup of coffee. We've also, of course, met through Zoom, for example, a few times. And then she says to me, but we speak the same parenting language and the values align. And that for me is extraordinary on a different level from, let's say, expert to expert.
Right. And I think, besides this helping, coming together to find kind of the core truth of parenting, I think we can definitely learn from our uniqueness as well. For example, I remember reading the book Bringing Up Bebe, and it's about an American who lived in France and noticed that French babies tended to sleep through the night at a much earlier age than American babies. And she was asking, why is this? And so she kind of does this cultural analysis. And I think that there are so many things that we can learn from each other because so often our cultural traditions are really a benefit to us, but also sometimes there can be other ways to see things that can also be helpful and beneficial. So
definitely. I love that book, by the way.
Yes, it's really good. So Malva, could you tell us a little bit about the structure of the International Parenting Summit? Because I think it's really unique and it's, you sign up for it. And by the way, The sign up link is in this video description, but you sign up for it and it is a huge value. So tell us a little more about the structure that goes on for months.
All right. So I've been a part of, I don't want to lie, but around hundreds of summit myself as a speaker, and none of them have been structured the way this summit is structured. So I'll tell you a little bit about how this summit is unique. I love it, but of course I'm the host, so I'm a little bit biased here. So what has happened is I have invited 15 speakers internationally to come and share their wisdom in the positive, responsive parenting, let's say, niche of how do we approach different topics. And there are 8 topics. One topic is released every single month starting March, and every single expert weighs in on that specific topics from 15 different perspectives. So for me, having, for example, topic number 1, which goes live in March, is teaching communication to our children, having 15 different experts give their take on what does it mean to teach communication depending on how old your child is, what kind of communication you want to introduce. Like one expert was talking about sign language. Another expert was talking about teaching communication to neurodiverse children. Another expert was, touching upon teaching communication and implementing communication strategies for teens. And another expert was talking about babies. How do we communicate with them? And so, there's a lot of resource, and everybody knows how to speak, but the question is, do you really know how to communicate? Because in my opinion, those are 2 different things. I know how to run, to catch a bus, but if you tell me to run a marathon, no thank you. So I would kind of compare these 2 things. Again, I know how to speak, but do I know how to communicate? As I said, I can run after a bus, but not necessarily a marathon. So topic number 1, like I mentioned, is teaching communication to our children. That goes live in March. And then if you sign up for one summit, you're able to access every single summit live without any cost, so for free, because I wanted to make sure that the parents who are coming and taking their time off of their work or off of their busy schedule, they have a lot of value. So every single summit that goes live is accessible for free. However, if you choose to access the summit later on, you're more than welcome to purchase the VIP pass. So the second summit, which goes live in April, is Calm Parents Are Better at Helping Children Handle Frustration. I try to be calm. My children think I am the most patient mother of all time, but I do have some slip-ups when I do lose my patience. And how do I regain control? How do I make sure that I regulate? As one of the topics of our summit, this for me was a gold mine. Topic number 3, which is in May, is helping children develop self-esteem. We all want our children to be in possession of a healthy self-esteem. How do we go about doing so? And again, 15 experts weigh in, giving us actionable steps. The next summit is finding a successful approach to disciplining our children. When it comes to the positive parenting aspect, discipline means to teach. So if I will rephrase that, how do we find a successful approach to teach our children the rules, the regulations, the social skills, the way that we collaborate and cooperate in a social setting meaning at home or even outside of the home. So that was topic number 4. Then we have topic number 5, which is nurturing relationships through the thick and thin. And this approach is interesting because it doesn't matter which relationship you think about, we have an expert talking about it. So nurturing the relationships when it comes to your partner, husband, wife, when it comes to your children, even sometimes nurturing relationships when it comes to our mother-in-law or father-in-law or extended family. All of these topics were taken under consideration. Nurturing relationship also means that we start at the very beginning when our children are very sweet and, we want to kiss them. But what happens when they're, 13 and 14 and 15 and we're like, that kissing turns into something else. Okay, but we all need to nurture those relationships. How do we go about doing so? That is topic number 5. And then topic number 6, which is conflict management at home. Again, there are conflicts no matter how picture perfect your family may seem. In that one click of the camera, there will be a conflict sooner or later. Mommy, he pushed the button when it comes to the elevator, and this is my place. He's looking at me, and so on and so forth. When you have young kids, with older kids, with teenagers, there is going to be conflict. But most importantly, sometimes there's even conflict when it comes to the parents. The parents also may have conflicting situations, and we have experts talking about that. So how do we manage conflict at home, no matter the relationship? Because 15 experts are weighing in on that. Topic number 7 is going to be using positive reinforcements as parents in positive parenting. So how do we go about making sure that we don't dangle a carrot and reward and bribe our kids, but we make sure that the positive ways and connecting and bonding will allow our kids to feel safe and secure in the rules and regulations, as well as the collaboration that we have within our family. And last but not least, and that goes live all the way in the fall, which is power struggles at its best. Power struggles happen because we are a family, because every person is unique and they may have different ideas. So, I want pizza for lunch and you want hamburgers. How do we make sure to get what we want at the same time being also in a tandem within our family? Or there may be power struggles with, I don't want to put on my shoes, I don't want to get into the car seat. And again, one of the most important things that one of the experts said, you'll have to tune in to see who said it. They said, it's nice to be able to pick up a baby and put them in the car seat. But when your baby is 18 years old and he or she is much taller than you, you can't just pick them up and force them into doing something. So instead of butting heads at the very beginning, how about we learn how to navigate these power struggles so they don't become a conflicting situation, but maybe an exchange of opinions? And that's topic number 8. So as you can see, these topics fan out through talking, to being calm, to making sure we build our kids, to making sure that we build our relationships, to making sure that even if there are any trip ups like conflict or power struggles, we're able to kind of come out from the other side in a very positive approach, and most importantly, bond and relationship above all.
I think that you were so masterful in choosing these topics, because these are really the things that parents really want. They want to be able to nurture their relationships. They want to know how to navigate conflict. They want to be able to communicate. And so as you were talking about all those topics, I kind of, went through in my mind the discussions that we have had. And it's really been a pleasure to discuss these topics with you. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the other experts had to say too. So this is just a wonderful opportunity.
It was a blessing to have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mary, for being with us.
Thank you. And hopefully you can click the link in the video description and sign up for this wonderful goldmine of parenting information.